Hello, allow me very informally to show you how to create nested paragraphs with settings and attributes in Drupal 8. I will be showing you taking an example from Drupal installation where I have created a nested paragraph which I call quick links. So these four quick links, they are children paragraphs inside this parent paragraph. So the parent paragraph I call paragraph quick links, and those separate paragraph I called paragraph quick link. So how do you do that? I'll show you the general overview, and if you have questions, please ask me in comments. So the first thing is that you can see when I go to content structure paragraph types, all types, you can see what I did. I started by adding a quick link paragraph, and then I also added quick links parent paragraph. Inside the child paragraph, I have added the fields a link field called call to action, and I added a child field called title. These paragraph settings is a field coming from Drupal distribution. Then when I go back to the quick links paragraph, this is a parent paragraph. In it, I referenced those quick link paragraphs. And I did that by creating an entity reference revision field, which it's called quick links. And inside that field, I allowed it to reference paragraph types of type quick link. You can see that I could reference more, but in this context, I only needed to reference the quick link paragraph types. And I allowed in the settings, you can see allow maximum 4 of those to be referenced because they look nice when there are 4 of them. And really the styling supposes to have 4 of them. In fact, if you added fifths, or if you didn't add 4 of them but had like 3 of them, that would start breaking the styling, because the design idea really presupposed that there would be 4 paragraphs. So it didn't even account to have just 2 or 3 of them, which you could of course do if you were building with an idea in mind that fewer will be needed. Then once I do that, I go to where are those quick links? Here they are. I go and check the form display, and for the display, I'll have to show it. For the display of the quick links inside the parent paragraph, I set format for the rendered entity, and I render the quick links children as default. So this is all that I do in the UI section. But now, in order to display them as links like this, so that they are links, I have to do some more changes. So I needed to change the markup of every single child paragraph. I needed to change the markup of the parent paragraph, and I needed to change the markup of the embedding field where they are embedded to make them links, because otherwise I could not make them links in a correct way. And this is where the module AMS quick links come into play. So if you're building your own solution, you would create your own module. The first thing that you do in order to override your markup is you need to create templates for them. Now here are our templates. One template for the field AMS quick links. One template for the paragraph, quick link is a child paragraph, and a template for the quick links parent paragraph. If I put those templates inside the theme, they would work out of the box. But because they are inside a module, Drupal will not find them out of the box. And why I put them inside a module, you ask, when I could put them inside the theme? I put them inside a module with the idea that, as you can see, where is that? Here it is, that this is a feature. And feature is basically, it's a Drupal, actually it's features. Features is a Drupal module which allows you to package a code and configuration, so that you can actually just take this module, enable it, and it will create the fields and the paragraphs for you from this. This is a neat thing to export the whole features from one installation to another. This is why I needed to do it in a module, so that it could be disabled or enabled or moved from one installation to another. So this is why this was done. And these are those templates. In order to allow Drupal to find them in the module, I needed to use hook theme. Here is its implementation. If you want to see how it works, you can check in the Drupal docs or ask me and I will explain it in the next video. Right here I am simply declaring that my module will be overriding the theming of a paragraph AMS quick link, paragraph AMS quick links, and field AMS quick links. And these are the base hooks. Like if you want to see what theming things exist there, you can reload the page. You will likely have to clear the cache because they are cached. And I also hope that this array will serve as a... yeah, it did. Okay, it's a valid breakpoint. So you can see at the existing definitions, and you can see that it has already come up with 6 other definitions. But basically, if you have a module that is called later on in this whole hook, you can find that there are like hundreds of definitions here. So they're all kind of placed in the array, and then Drupal uses them up. So basically here we're telling Drupal that we will redefine those templates, and then it looks in this module and finds those templates. And if you can, if you want to see that basically they are overriding some of the markups. One is showing quick link, is showing the title and the button, but the markup of link itself needs to be one level up outside it. I initially wanted to make the link inside the paragraph itself, but due to some complications, I felt I needed to move the link into the field. So if you look at the field, you can see, well, this is a quick link parent paragraph. No, okay, I'm sorry. This is the field IMS quick links. So this is the field that iterates over the quick link items and it prints them one by one. And this is where I will show how I used to place the attributes in there. As you can see, here is item IMS URL, item IMS title, and item, yeah, and that's it. So there is URL and title, and it prints raw content, and in it there is also CTA title. Okay. So how do I pass those items, those attributes to it? This is where comes the preprocess hook. Preprocess hook is probably the most common hook that I end up using in my work. Because what it does, it allows you to modify variables before they are rendered. It's like a filter if you're coming from the WordPress background. And hook preprocess hook, it consists of two parts. This small part, the small hook, is the name of your module. And then the big part, big hook, is the name of what you are preprocessing. If I am preprocessing paragraph, it's paragraph. If it's a field, then it's a field. And you can see that what I'm doing is that I am iterating through the items in the quick links, and I am providing in the variables an array with the key IMS, and in it URL, title, and CTA title. And you can see that it's over here, URL, IMS.URL, IMS.title, and the CTA title is used one level. No, it's IMS title. Just a second. Yeah, here is CTA title. Oops, sorry. Yeah. So this is how it works. This is how you can pass parameters. And in my case, because the content which is passed to the paragraph and then to the field, let me show you what's inside there when we preprocess the field. So this variables array, it has the element part. The element part is what is like the raw data which comes from the predecessor, like from the previous handling, and then when it is rendered, it is it first builds a render array. It's not rendered yet, but it builds a render array, and it puts it into the items field, and then these items are rendered. It's not a field, it's a key. Key items, and here are those 1, 2, 3, 4 items. So these are the items which get rendered in the field. You see it iterates items and takes item from them. So what we are doing here is that we are iterating through items, and for each item we add attributes inside our IMS array: URL, title, and CTA title. And then we put it into raw content array. And why we're doing that is because usually if you look at the fields or entities like node or paragraph, template, you will see that they're just rendering the content thing. And if you put into your content subarray an array with the name AMS, it will want to render it as a render array. So actually jumping from field to paragraph and so on, I ended up using this solution where I created a parallel content array which I called raw content, and then I used that. You may not have to do that. This can be just specific to implementation I had, because it was a little bit unorthodox. Usually it's just enough for you to to change the variables inside the render array. Yeah, but this is how you provide. You can provide your attributes to the variables array. Also, if it's an attribute of the parent, like you see there's this attribute array. So this attribute array will belong to the items, not to the separate item. Like if you go to a separate item, it has content, and you can also create an attributes array here for a separate item. But if you want to provide the attributes for the field over here, like this, like classes and other attributes which don't belong to a separate item, but which belong to the field itself, then you can do it by editing this attributes array and doing it like this. Say I want to add an ID, then you can do variables, attributes, and say ID, my ID. And then we can run it. We'll have to rerun it now. Okay, disable the paragraphs overlay. And let's get to the markup. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, here is the parent of the links, this field name, field IMS quick links. Here it is. And you can see that its parent is my ID. This is what we assigned it here. Now, if we wanted to do class, then we would have to have an array like this. And why this? It's because there can be many classes. So this is the basic idea, how you create nested paragraphs, and then you can provide attributes to them. Now, if you wanted another way, if you want to add settings, then you can add a field, say a text field with class or checkbox. And then in the preprocess field or preprocess paragraph, depending on what you are doing, what your task is, you can take the contents of that field from the paragraph and just pass it as an attribute to the paragraph or to the field, depending on what you need to do. Okay, if you have questions, you can ask them, and I'll answer them in the next video. Hope it was helpful.